Hi, today we are going to learn how to duplicate the glossary across sites. The CM Tooltip Glossary Plugin allows you to create a site with a complete glossary of terms. Each term's definition can appear on mouse hover across the whole site. The CM Tooltip Glossary Remote Import add-on provides an easy way to import and replicate remote glossaries across several sites and automatically keep them updated. In this use case video, we will cover only duplicating your glossary across sites. So we recommend you first to configure the base plugin and add some terms to your glossary. You can learn more about how to do this in our another video. The CM Tooltip Glossary Remote Import add-on allows you to replicate one of your own glossary databases with all terms to other site and keep it up to date with all changes and additions. Merge multiple glossaries. Update your glossary based on another external glossary. Easily use your glossary in multiple locations. And expand your glossary by importing external glossaries. How the glossary replication process works. To make a replicate copy of a glossary from a site A to the site B, you need to do the following. Install the add-on on the site B together with a copy of the CM Tooltip Glossary plugin. You need to use the same version in both sites to be able to replicate all content between sites. If you don't have the same version, only part of the information may be transferred. In the plugin settings, define the glossary on the site A as the source. Define the updates interval. How often should the replication be made? Define the updates mode. You can choose between three modes: replace, merge, or add new. We will consider all these modes more detailed further. Optionally, add pin code. If the glossary on the site A is protected by a pin code, set it. In our example, you can see the lists of glossary terms on our source site A and replicator site B. Now let's configure the source site. On the source site A, navigate to CM Tooltip Glossary, Settings, General Settings tab. Head to the section Backup. Here we can configure the backup settings for your glossary, how it will be secured and how often the automatic backup should be done. It is needed to be configured as the replicator site copies the glossary from the backup file. The options are: Pin Protect. Fill this field with a pin code which will be required to get the backup. This is optional. Leave empty to disable pin protection. Secure Backup. Select this field if you want to use the secure WordPress file system API for the file saves. Have a note that this may require the FTP or SSH credentials. Backup Rebuild Interval. Choose how often the backup of the glossary should be saved. Backup Rebuild Hour. Choose the hour when the glossary index backup saves should take place. After configuring the settings, click the button Save Changes at the bottom of the page. You can also commit a backup of your glossary manually. Navigate to CM Tooltip Glossary, Import, Export. Click the button Backup to CSV. After that, you will see that the backup is done. Now let's configure the replicator site. On the replicator site B, navigate to CM Tooltip Glossary, Settings, Remote Import tab. Here, under the Remote Import Settings section, you need to define the source site with the glossary and the parameters of import. The options are: Server URL. Enter the URL of the source site. It has to point to the directory where the admin Ajax PHP file resides. Usually it's the path like in the example on the screen. Server PIN. Enter PIN for the server. This is optional. Fill only if server is PIN protected. Remote Import Interval. Choose how often the remote glossary should be imported. Remote Import Hour. Choose the hour when the remote glossary import should take place. Import Mode. Select the desired import mode. Replace. Remove the current glossary from the site B, then import the remote glossary from the site A. Merge. Override the existing glossary terms and add new terms. Add new. Ignore the imported terms if they already exist in the glossary and only add new ones. Then click the button Save Changes at the bottom of the page. There is one more option, the button Import Now. If you don't want to wait the planned time when the automatic import should be done, you can commit this process manually by clicking on this button. Important: click on this button only after you saved the changes of remote configuration. Now let's consider a few examples how the glossary is imported with different import modes. Add new import mode. Choose the Add New mode and save settings. Then click Import Now and check the results. This is how the glossary is imported. Existing terms on the site B were kept and new terms from the site A were added. The terms from the site A that match the terms from the site B were skipped. Merge Import Mode. Choose the Merge mode and save settings. Then click Import Now and check the result. This is how the glossary is imported. Existing terms on the site B were kept. The ones that are matching the terms on the site A, they were updated, and new terms were added. Replace Import Mode. Choose the Replace mode and save settings. Then click Import Now and check the result. This is how the glossary is imported. All existing terms from the site B were completely removed and terms from the site A were imported instead. Following instructions found in the plugin and guides, you should be able to duplicate the glossary across sites. Thanks for watching the video.